The window is now. The Cowboys are trying to figure out what they're going to do with Trevon Diggs. So he will be in practice today, and he will be evaluated by Schottenheimer. Now, the good thing about all of this, Cowboy Nation, we on a trend going upwards. This defense is about to get better. We hear Perrion Winfrey is on his way back. Of course, I like my skill sets of what he can bring to the table and all of those things. And we already know what Trevon Diggs can do, right? Especially when you have pressure up front. There's no one that can play in phase in the National Football when healthy better than Trevon Diggs. So I'm glad that he's pretty much working to fight to get back out there on the field. I can look at it like this. Some can say, hey, we got to win out. But in actuality, we just got to play our best and win one game at a time. The same principle remains the same. You can't win all of your games in one. So you got to make sure that you 1-0 every week, and every week is like a playoff week. Every game. So if you mentally put yourself in those positions, guess what? Everything will work its way out. I do like the fact that my guy Trevon Diggs is fighting to get back. I do like the fact that the Cowboys are looking at everything possible, and they're putting the best players out there. For Malik Davis to get the amount of reps and touches that he got the last game is everything. These last two games, Malik Davis has been pretty good, and I've been saying this for it seems as if though many of years now, and I'm glad to see him with a chance and an opportunity to make things right for the Cowboys, especially on offense. So when we start to think about what other areas that we can improve at, Josh Butler, he lamented that he's ready to get back out there on the field. He's been ready since week 6. They putting him on ice, meaning that, hey, for all of those who said, hey, the Cowboys like to rush folks, well, we can eat some of our words on that because they really putting him on ice, and they do value Josh Butler juxtaposed to what we've seen with other players that's on this team. So I love to know that this guy got some skill set that they can see that is very valuable for this team. So I'm looking at it from that particular point of view. Also, Cowboy Nation, when we look at everything, it's always any given Sunday. And especially when you think about the Detroit Lions, they are, quote unquote, a real solid team as it relates to offense and defense. Now, they've been on a downward spiral. They can get got. Real talk. They haven't been as advertised as relates to what the productivity states because they are third overall. They are also the third-ranked offense, fourth-ranked defense, and then when you think about it, the tie for sixth on special teams, but their record is 7-5. Trust me, they play better than that record, but they're going to be down a few weapons on offense, and they're going to be down a few weapons, I believe, on defense. But, hey, that's their deal. That's their situation there. But you got to be mindful of Hutchinson. He's a dog. I like the Reed kid on the outside. I think he can still get got with double moves, and he's a little grabby at times, so you can get him. We know about the Alabama Crimson Tide Arnold, Terrion Arnold. We know about him. You know, he's a grabby guy as well, so he can get got. And that could be a situation whereas when you start to do the matchup between us versus them, of course, I'm going to go with my boys on the outside. As you guys can see, Siobhan Revel have earned a starting spot or role on this team. And when we looking at what we can do against their particular weapons, I'm hearing that St. Brown is kind of banged up. Even if they got him starting, there could be some reservations with that. And when you start to think of like Williams, yes, he's a fast speedster guy. This is the unknown guy. Isaac was a great pickup for them. 6'4", 217, just crazy good. Short area quickness, got the length. He got things that you have to be mindful of, right? But what I'm looking at it is that this game still goes down in the trenches. They are down a lot of guys as it relates to their O-line. So we need to just penetrate this particular area right here. And if we can get pressure on Goff is not going to be able to move around like Mahomes, or to a degree like a Jalen Hurts. So this is a very, very much so down in the trenches type of game. Here's my biggest reservation, Cowboy Nation, as it relates to our defense in the middle of the field in this number 5'9". He have issues dropping into the hook sink area. He have issues covering out in the flat. His greatest asset is downhill, shooting through a gap or going all the way to the side here and being a run enforcer. Outside of that, he's very, 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 very much so suspect as it relates to covering. But, we've seen crazier things happen in the Cowboys land. But just for references, right? The Cowboys still, we 6-5-1. And if you look at our defense, we rank 29th right now as of November the 30th or what have you. And then the offense is 5th. But if you look at some measures, we have the number 1 offense. But PFF just got us at 5th if you look at the totality of everything. What I'm looking at with this particular team and situation, that you got to win down in the trenches. You must win down in the trenches. You got to say to yourself, I'm going to win down in the trenches. You got to do all of those things. And if we flip it to the other side of the coin, that's where we look at Lamb. Lamb versus Arnold, that's a win for us. Pickens versus Reed, that's a win for us. Turpin, he can do his thing. And when we go to even a bigger package like let's go 21 package, man, that's a problem for them, right? We got all of these guys that can really push and move things around. I'm not pretty much looking at this Nate Thomas grade. He plays better than that. We all know that. He just the unknown for them. And when we look at our 12 package, that's our physicality package. We're going to run the ball to open up the pass. We got to soften this particular defense. Let me say this again. We got to soften this particular defense, and we can do just that if we can just get our mind set together and get things moving and grooving, Cowboy Nation. And I truly believe that this team, even when we start to think about Jadeveon Clowney finding the fountain of youth, as well as Donovan Ezaraku being the rookie, being able to get things moving and grooving and stepping up in his game is everything. So these are the things that we have to quantify, Cowboy Nation.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
No doubt, download Sleeper and then use promo code LAW and everything will work its way out to the fullest. And be sure, when you download Sleeper, get $20 added from me to you. And when you deposit $100, they will match up to $100. How about that, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening? So with that being said, when we look back at this game, we getting Trevon Diggs. Hopefully we'll see whether or not he can play this particular week. And then on top of that, we moving in the right direction. Just got to take these games one game at a time. My 3 keys to the game is still the same. Control the clock, TOP. That means running the ball. And then number 2, this is the thing that we have to understand. You run the ball to open up the pass for Dak Prescott. And number 3, play sound defense. Stop the run. Make golf one-dimensional. And when you do that, everything else will work its way out, Cowboy Nation. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's all the time that I have for this moment. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, and let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Peace. We about.